Hello boys, I would like to give you an insight into post-16 history, what you will study, the skills you will gain and the opportunities it will open up to you. At post-16 the qualifications that you can achieve are an AS and an A-level in history. An AS is achieved at the end of your Year 13 study and an A-level is awarded when you have completed Year 13 and 14. And the exam board offering the course is SIA. In Year 13 you will study two areas of history, one being Russia 1914 to 41 and the other Nazi Germany 1918 to 45. In Russia you will look at the causes of the Russian Revolution, analyse the reasons why the Tsarist regime collapsed and why the Bolsheviks were able to seize power. You then assess how the Bolsheviks consolidated their rule with their victory in the Civil War, and evaluate the aims and consequences of Lenin's policies and assess him as a revolutionary leader. The topic concludes with a study of Stalinist Russia, focusing on why Stalin emerged as Lenin's successor, assessing the aims and consequences of Stalin's economic policies, and analysing the most important features of his dictatorship. The assessment for this option consists of a written examination lasting 1 hour and 30 minutes. This includes both short response and extended questions. It will account for 50% of your AS result and later 20% of your A-level. In Germany, you will begin with looking at the Weimar Republic and its decline. You will analyse the rise of Hitler and the Nazi Party. You will examine political, economic and social developments in Nazi Germany, including the use of the police state, Nazi methods of control, and the impact of Nazi rule on the lives of many people. You will then consider the consequences of the Second World War on Nazi Germany and the German-occupied territories of Eastern Europe. Again, the assessment for this option consists of a written examination of 1 hour and 30 minutes, and it includes short response questions, source work, and a source-based question on interpretations. It also accounts for 50% of your AS result and later 20% of your A-level. At A2 in Year 14, you will study a further two areas of history, a clash of ideologies from 1900 to 2000 and the partition of Ireland 1900 to 1925. In the clash of ideologies, you begin with a brief introduction to Tsarist foreign policy. You then move on to focus on the relationship between Communist Russia and neighbouring Western governments in Europe. You will then examine the motives, aims and methods of governments in foreign affairs, focusing on factors that influence their decisions and actions, including the role of ideology, pragmatism, economic considerations, aggression and defence. In studying Soviet foreign policy and that of rival governments, you will analyse the themes of success and failure. You will also study the role of key individuals and assess significant turning points. The assessment for this option consists of a written examination lasting 1 hour. You will respond to a synoptic essay question that analyses the period as a whole, and this exam will account for 20% of your overall A-level result. In the unit on Ireland, you have the opportunity to explore the history of your own country and the circumstances that brought about its partition in the early years of the 20th century. You will analyse the key developments in unionism and nationalism and the role of British government and political parties in this period. There is a chronological approach that explores the crisis over the Third Home Rule Bill for Ireland in the pre-war years, the Easter Rising, the War of Independence, the Anglo-Irish Treaty, the Irish Civil War, and the newly partitioned state of Northern Ireland. You will focus on key players in Ireland and Great Britain who had an important role in a period of immense change for our country. The assessment for this option consists of a written examination of 2 hours and 30 minutes, which includes source work, a source-based question on historical interpretations, and an extended essay question, and this exam accounts for 40% of your overall A-level result. Studying history at post-16 is beneficial not just because of the knowledge you acquire, but also because of the many skills you develop along the way. Completing an AS or full A-level in history will provide you with a wide range of transferable skills. In other words, skills which are highly valuable in many career fields and are sought by many different employers. In history, you learn to recall, select and deploy knowledge accurately. You learn to express yourself clearly and show good articulation in both oral and written communication. You learn to put forward ideas and arguments in a concise manner. You learn to gather, investigate and assess material and organise it in a logical and coherent way. You learn to synthesise ideas and reach substantiated judgments, and you show the ability to interpret and use source material and evaluate evidence. To the universities and employers who recruit students and graduates, often it is the skills that you develop that are more important than the actual subject of your A-level or degree. History also helps you to develop an understanding of and an experience in research methodology. You learn to manage information, you learn to think critically, and develop analytical skills. You learn to be able to meet deadlines and show independent viewpoints. History naturally develops students who are analytical, independent, and think critically. History students are capable of absorbing and interpreting complex information. They know how to ask the right questions, and they demonstrate confidence and the ability to argue a case persuasively. Therefore, they are suited to a wide range of career opportunities, both those related to the historical context and those related to the wider employment context. As you will see, among the degree courses being pursued by our past A-level history students, there are those that perhaps seem clearly linked to the subject, like law and journalism, politics, criminology, history and education, but there are many others as well, like architecture, medicine, orthoptics, European planning, sports and exercise science, computer science, engineering, leisure, travel and tourism, media and surveying. As well as this, these courses have been pursued at a wide range of universities and colleges, such as Queen's, Jordanstown, UCD and Trinity, St Mary's, South West College, universities in Leicester, Manchester, Liverpool, Stirling, Southampton, Essex, Oxford and the Imperial College at London. Such a wide spectrum of courses really highlights the adaptability of history as a subject choice, and it is interesting to note that a recent Russell Group report for the leading universities in the UK outlined history as one of only 9 subjects that they actively preferred pupils to have studied at A-level. History also offers the opportunity to learn beyond the classroom. A-level history is not simply the study of historical detail or facts, it is the study of people and how world events in historical contexts changed their lives. In Year 13, pupils study one of the most significant historical events, the Holocaust, and in an effort to bring this horrific time in history to life, we endeavour to bring our post-16 pupils to talks delivered by Holocaust survivors. A human face and a human story often tells us more than all the facts and statistics can. So why choose to study history at post-16? See state that history is about more than simply memorising dates and the deeds of famous figures. It is a chronicle of human behaviour, a real-life drama full of villains and heroes, the mighty and the meek. It examines the circumstances that moved its players to transform people and places, and it holds the answers to how and why our lives are fashioned the way they are today. Students choose to study history at AS and A-level for various reasons. You may choose to study history based on your career-orientated goals. You may choose it because of your passion and enjoyment for the subject, or you may choose it because of your determination and ambition to achieve a good grade. Oren, one of our current AS history students, has given us an insight into why he chose to study history at post-16 and what he enjoys about the subject. He speaks about his passion for history and how he strives to gain endless knowledge. He describes history as a blank canvas that allows you to express your opinions and ideas. He speaks of his enjoyment of analysis and research and how it helps him to reconsider what he thought he once knew. He outlines that history has helped him to develop many useful skills, like his communication skills, his critical thinking skills, and he even speaks of how it has helped him to develop his self-confidence. And when considering whether or not history is a good choice, he came to the conclusion it was a no-brainer. We really look forward to welcoming many of your wonderful minds into AS level history next year.